Hey friends, this week I'm going to show you two super easy techniques to unlock the magic of text transfers for your art journal. We're going to use Mod Podge and packing tape, and I'm going to help you add quotes, affirmations, or any other text that you love to your pages. Plus, we'll explore when and why you might use one method over the other. These techniques are fun and perfect for taking your journal to the next level. Let's get started.
Hey y'all, it's Jules. Today we're going to talk about transferring text into our art journals. Y'all have been asking me, is text the same? Can you use the same techniques with text? Well, yes and no. That's the long and short of it. So let's get into it. You're going to need a flat paintbrush, your Mod Podge water, rag, your art journal, credit card, and some laser copy printouts. So I have a couple printouts that I pulled from the Library of Congress, a free image, and then I got some quotes that I put into my computer and printed it out. Now, I printed it out correctly, but I've also printed it out mirror image. And this is what we need to do a really good image transfer with just our Mod Podge. Now, if all you have is this, we can accomplish sort of the same thing with some tape. Yeah, we'll just go from there. All right, let's do this. So we've got these fish that I did the other day, and I want to put these guys down, and then I want to put this quote with this picture. And then maybe I'll put this one with these guys here. Maybe I'll just start right here. So let's do a strong current builds a stronger swimmer. Well, I can't just put that down because when I flip the paper and I do my thing, it's going to come back out mirror image. So I really need this one. Okay, so let's cut these out. Strong current builds a stronger swimmer. And I can kind of see it through the paper, so that helps me place it. Let's just do it right there. I like it. Okay, so these go pretty quick. And of course, that's the whole trick of it. Just have a reverse image. Of course, later I'll show you how we do it with tape if you do not have a mirror image of the words you want. So I just use Mod Podge, and it's a matte Mod Podge. I'll put just a frosting glaze like on a donut. So that about that much. Just glaze your donut. And you really only have to get it over the words that you want transferred. So I don't have to put it all over this entire piece of paper because that's just going to be more rubbing. Just want it on the words. And we're going to burnish it down with our credit card. Take it and flip it. I will place it right here. Get my card. And I'm just lightly doing this. I just want the paper to adhere to the journal. If you start getting little ridges and bubbles, just go from the middle out. But that's going to be normal because the paper's just absorbing the moisture. Okay, I'm going to let that hang out. Now let's get to these guys. This is a pretty big one. Now, because this one's so big, I might attack this one a little bit differently. Let's just try it out, right? I'm going to pour some of this Mod Podge just directly on here. You know, I'm for the path of least resistance, you guys, so I tend to try to take the easy way out. So this is a little messy in retrospect, but I also know it would have taken me a lot longer to do this with the paintbrush. Now I can always supplement maybe at the end if I've got some areas that don't seem to be coated, but I'm going to burnish this down anyway, so I think this might actually be pretty good. Let's see what happens. It's a big experiment. Let's see. I think I want the ship up top. So I'm going from the middle out because I don't want the wrinkles or the bubbles. We'll burnish this very lightly. So I've gone from the middle out, middle out. Hopefully that will give me a good image. Okay, there's that. Now we're going to get the words that I want. A leap from water. What's it say? A leap from water shows the courage to touch the sky. Mod Podge, and I'm going to frost my donut. All right. I'm just going to put this straight. How about right there? Okay, middle out, and then get your card. Middle out, middle out. So this all looks pretty good. We're gonna let all of this dry. Make sure it dries completely. It will take a few hours. It might look like it's dry, but yet it might not be. Okay, I can't emphasize enough, you really have to let this dry in order for the next step to work. All right. All right, so I'm fairly convinced that this is dry because this page is curled up. Everything seems set. So I'm going to begin where we left off, and that's with this one right here. So I'm going to get my water, spray down my paper. Now, this is great that I have acrylic paint already on here, and then that way my water isn't soaking into my page. It's just kind of floating on top of the acrylic paint that we already have. So I'm going to begin to rub, and because the medium is clear, the Mod Podge, we're going to be able to see everything through where we put this paper, as opposed to here us using the acrylic paint to pull the images. So I could have used acrylic paint again, but this time I chose to use Mod Podge. And then I'll take my rag and just kind of rub on the surface of it a little bit. All right, get this last little bit of paper that's adhered. If this was not dry, this toner would be coming up and I wouldn't be able to rub it like this. So that one was so easy. Let's do these two also. Spraying them down. Just gonna peel up some of this extra paper. Because I didn't put it down anywhere except for the words, and I didn't bring the Mod Podge all the way to the edge, I can just lightly peel away all this extra paper. It's really easy. Then I can begin the rubbing, just like we did before. So this works so well with a laser copier. So I've got some skips over here, but that's okay. That actually looks really good in the water, but my fish are there, and that's the important part. Some of this other paper is still stuck on here, so I'm just going to have to work on it for a little bit longer, but it's pretty close. Okay, so a little tip. See how these little pieces of paper are still there? I can continue rubbing, or if you feel like you've rubbed and rubbed and rubbed, and it's still not coming up, and there's still that last little bit there, you can always get some olive oil. Now, I have some spray olive oil. I've made sure that the only ingredients are oil, and I can just put the tiniest bit down and rub it in, and it will make this finish so pretty. Okay, and then I can come back with my cloth and wipe away the excess. Oh boy, that shined that up so pretty. Yeah. I've got my transfers with clear matte Mod Podge. I reversed or did the inverse mirror image of the letters before I transferred them. Now, if you don't have that, we're going to do the next method, which get your packing tape out, because this is a fun and quick one too. Okay, so the next question is, what happens if you don't have a mirror image? What can you do about that? Well, you can use some packing tape. Now you are going to get a clear finish from this that will be just as reflective as the tape itself. So I've just put the tape down, and now I'm going to burnish it onto, okay, I've got a little bit of a wrinkle. Oops. We can do both of them. Okay. We can just get rid of the excess paper. All right, so now I've cut them down, and all I need to do is remove the back and they'll become a sticker. Isn't that great? So I like to put down a little rag, and I'm going to spray my words down on the back of this tape. Okay, so pretty soon, here it comes. Once the paper gets all wet, there we go. You can start removing the pulp, and it will leave the toner. Isn't that great? So this is with a laser copier. How about that? Right? Oh my gosh, that's so great. Okay, let's try it on this one and see what it looks like with this little, I've got these wrinkles in this one. Let's see what happens to that. Now, the more you do these, the more addictive they will become. I love, I love making stickers, especially if you don't have access to a printer, or you've just been given some regular text that you can't reverse. This tape is great. So we can kind of see, yeah, you've got the skip right here from the little wrinkle. Now, sometimes I do take another rag and I can drag it across. Just be careful not to lift up what you've already done. It's surprising that the tape is still sticky, truly. All right, so you've got this as an option too. Now the question becomes, what if you have something out of a magazine? So I really liked this Alabama font that I found in a magazine. See, it's got another side to it, and I just cut it out. Now, because it's a magazine, I can't just put it down with my medium, but I certainly can use the tape method with it. So I'll get out a piece of tape. Remember now, this is printed on both sides, but I believe it will still work. Okay, there it is. I'm going to burnish it down. Really want that toner, that ink to come off and stick to the tape. All right, let's do it. Now this is going to take longer to soak in because this paper has a finish on it, so you're going to have to be a little patient to get it to be wet. Okay, this magazine is really, really glossy. Some magazines will work better than others. You'll just have to do a trial and error with different publications. Like this one still hasn't even absorbed yet. Wow, this is going to take a couple minutes. There we go. Okay, so I've got the corner peeled up, and now I can get it to roll. Yeah, so that took a little bit for it to get wet enough to start coming up. So magazines will work. They just are going to take more elbow grease than a laser copy. So this should give me a clear background all the way because there was nothing behind the word Alabama. Okay. So we'll be able to see the difference between toner and a magazine. Yeah, this magazine's going to be a lot lighter. It's a little streaky. And wow, the paper doesn't want to come up as much. It doesn't feel like. So I'm going to rub this one. Yeah, so this magazine one is a lot more streaky. It's a lot more fussy. Here it is, Alabama. It can be done. It can be done. So this one will look best on a white background. I can trim this way down. Oh yeah, so look, now I've got these stickers I can put in my journal. Let's revisit. Let's revisit. I just love this. Okay, so I could look at that. Okay, so sometimes these will stick already, especially if you burnish it. So sometimes you can really reactivate the tape, the sticky of the tape. So here we go. Here's two different transfers. This is one using the clear gel medium, the Mod Podge, and then here is one using some packing tape. Really awesome. Trying to figure out where I want to put this one. Here's some more stickers that I did. Got some buildings that I took out of a magazine, some little birds, and some words out of a book. Oh, here we go. I'm going to put this right here. And then I'm going to burnish this and see if I can get it to stick really well. All right, got that one. And where else can I put this one? Ooh, maybe I'll put this on the front. I'll put this one on the front of my journal. I'm going to break up these words. Right there. And I'm going to burnish this down. All right, so I've applied words on the front of my journal with tape, with packing tape. I have made packing tape with a magazine. I have done packing tape from a laser copy and magazines. And I'm so excited that you guys have these tools under your belt so that you can embellish your art journals more and more.